Whenever traffic congestion in the metropolis is being discussed, the presence of too many buses has always been one of the mentioned main causes. Part of this population of buses, aside from those considered as colorums, are provincial buses. And the reason why these humongous buses continue to ply our streets, especially in EDSA, is because of the presence of a slew of provincial bus terminals in Metro Manila. Quezon City Councilor Ramon Medalla is now seeking the shutdown of all provincial bus terminals in the metropolis, and we have him today here in Motoring Day's Motoring Forum for some insights into his proposed measure. Welcome to Motoring Today, Councilor Medalla.
Yeah, good afternoon, Butch. And I also want to greet all the televiewers of Motoring Today. Well, I know that this is the longest running motoring TV show.
Now, many motorists have been clamoring for the removal of these provincial bus terminals. Can you briefly explain your proposed ordinance?
Well, Butch, it is a well-known fact that the volume of vehicles transversing the major thoroughfares of the city, specifically EDSA, has been always a problem of traffic. So I filed an ordinance last August which aims to regulate more or less 30 terminals and garage for the provincial buses in the city so as to ease the traffic problem in the city. It is a known fact that there are a lot of provincial buses who has a franchise, let's say for example from Paras Bataan up to Balintawak. But then since they have their terminals in Cubao, they will go and pass by EDSA. And we have data regarding this matter that there are about 7,000 provincial buses entering EDSA. So just imagine if we will remove all those buses, it will really ease down the traffic in EDSA.
Mr. Councilor, many similar efforts to rid the metropolis of these traffic-causing provincial bus terminals have been exerted in the past, but somehow, after some very strong lobbying from bus operators, have found these attempts by the wayside. Are you prepared to fight off these protests and lobbying?
Actually, Butch, it is not a fight. What we're trying to do here is to have solution to this problem. And yes, I believe that as a legislator of the city, I believe that one has to step up and to be firm in giving up an alternative solution to the problem congestion, particularly here in Quezon City, in EDSA. And of course, we want to provide the convenience to the commuting public. However, part of being a responsible legislator is hearing both sides, no, of the party. That's why we are scheduled to conduct a public hearing. It is being now referred to the different committee levels, such as the Committee on Transportation. And in the end, we have to communicate and compromise, which is likely to find a solution to our traffic problems here in Quezon City, particularly in EDSA.
Tell us, would you encourage other cities in Metro Manila to follow suit and work for a similar ban on provincial bus terminals?
Well, we believe that EDSA is a very long stretch. It came from Caloocan, from Monumento, passing to Quezon City, Mandaluyong, and Makati. So, if we are to, yes, I do encourage the other cities in the Metro Manila to work hand in hand to solve one problem. Of course, if we are going to be able to pass this ordinance in Quezon City, I think the other city should follow. And I think we are in trying to solve this problem. The heavy traffic is in EDSA. So as far as I know, different measures has been filed, and one of them is that representative from the District 2 was already filed a measure which is to ban provincial buses along EDSA in the creation of the centralized bus station. From this measure which is passed in Congress, this is something in national in scope. Whereas here in Quezon City, we are only covering only part of that of our city for the approval of this ordinance.
We notice the penalty provisions of your proposed ordinance as something like 3,000 to 5,000 pesos. Shouldn't it be outright closure of the establishment or the terminal, as it would be considered as illegal upon approval of the ordinance?
Well, actually, we have those penalties. But of course, I believe that these bus companies, these provincial bus companies, has already put up certain capital and expenses on the part in putting up these bus terminals. And I am not against this putting up these such terminals, but we are for the solving of the problem of traffic here in Quezon City. So if we will be able to pass this ordinance, we are giving them at least 1 year of moratorium to move out of their garage, and maybe later on they can convert this garage into, let's say, their ticketing office. So as people will be able to go there and purchase their ticket in advance. So just like what they do in airport or even in MRT, there's an advance purchase of ticket where they can do it there. So we are giving all the time that which will be for the benefit of everybody.
Thank you for your time, Councilor Medalla. Before we end, would you have any message to all provincial bus operators that have terminals in the city?
Well, again, the national government has already have already a law with regards to the putting up of terminals in the city, which pertains to the provincial buses. So in here, as a legislator of our city, Quezon City, for that matter, to the bus operators, I hope they will understand that by regulating these terminals or garages for the buses, it will result into a long-term benefits, such as it will lead to economic growth, productivity for all, and improve the transport system and then the life of the community public. It is them who are suffering, the riding public. And of course, by doing this, we'll be saving a lot of time, money, and effort, especially for those people who are traveling here in Quezon City. So again, I just want to reiterate also that we are open to hearing their sides and their suggestions and propose alternative solutions to this problem.
Thank you, Councilor Medalla.
Yeah, thank you very much, Boots. I enjoy your show, and again, I'd like to extend my thanks to you and to all the staff of Monitoring Today.
Quezon City Councilor Ramon Medalla, our guest this week on Motoring Today's Motoring Forum.